Take you out live right now to Jacksonville Beach, because here is where we will see the bulk of the impacts this week, because that surf is only going to get rougher and rougher over the coming days. Now, we do have team coverage tonight. In just minutes, our meteorologist Lee Southwick has a look at why Erin is going to cause these weather impact alert days on the first coast. But then first, our Zach Wilcox is live from Jacksonville Beach, where Ocean Rescue is already preparing for dangerous conditions. So Zach, a lot of people out there are getting ready to wrap up the weekend, right?
Yeah, Channing, there are actually a few parking spots available here at the pier, which is a rare thing to see in the summertime, so it shows that we're past peak summer. But still a lot of folks who are out here enjoying the beach and we'll show you the water while they still can, while it's not too rough. Although we did notice today that the lifeguards, they just brought the flags in, wrapping up the day here, but that they had red flags flying today. Yellow flags yesterday, so they're already starting to pick up here, and we're expecting it to just continue to be a lot of red flags, maybe even some double red flags here as we work through the next couple of days. I talked with a lieutenant with Ocean Rescue who mentioned that they're going to continue patrolling all along the beach throughout the dangerous conditions on the water, but he did point out that as the water starts to rise, if it gets to the point, it's hard to believe that it could cover even where I'm standing here and gets towards pushing into the dunes, that they may have to consider scaling back their chairs, maybe even scaling back their patrols going up and down the beach, but they will still be out here to make sure people are being safe. And they will also be communicating with Jax Beach Police to see if there is any point where they may need to shut down the water access. And so that's not the plan at the moment. They're just going to play that by ear as we work through the next couple of days. But he is hoping that as folks come to the beach, if they do intend to have a beach day, if they see that water coming all the way up to the dunes, that perhaps they'll maybe hold off and plan for another beach day later on.
Anytime we experience significant tides or anytime we experience significant dangerous ocean conditions, be very mindful that it's not always just the ocean conditions themselves that are dangerous, but also the debris that may be floating in the water.
And that lieutenant with Ocean Rescue mentioned that it is a bit of a silver lining that at least this is happening in the middle of the work week and after school has started, but with a lot of families from up north who may be vacationing, wanting to get those beach days in, because we know that school goes back a little later up north, he's still expecting some folks to try and get down to the beach, so he's just hoping that they will all stay safe and check those flags before they get in the water. At Jax Beach, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.
All right, thanks, Zach. Great information there. Now let's get right over to our meteorologist, Lee Southwick, because Lee, weather impact alert days are in effect Monday through Wednesday. All of this is caused, though, by Hurricane Erin.
Right, and it's not rain. In fact, we're going to have some sunny skies out there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and that does concern me about people getting out to the beaches, thinking it's a nice beach day. It's the water that's dangerous. We will have a high rip current risk. Again, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, weather impact alerts in effect. A very high surf peaking on Wednesday. Also, we'll have the risk of minor flooding at times of high tide. We have a spring tide right now, astronomically high tides, plus an onshore wind, and so that could lead to the pileup of water, and you might see some of those tidal areas starting to flood when it hits high tide, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Also, we'll have the risk of moderate beach erosion, as Zach was also letting us know about. So what about those waves? Each and every day they get a bit higher. Monday, tomorrow, Northeast Florida, 3 to 5 feet. Southeast Georgia, 2 to 4 feet. Northeast Florida, I think you'll have a little bit higher waves in Southeast Georgia, but still notice how large they are. On Tuesday, breakers of 6 to 8 feet in Northeast Florida, 3 to 6 feet in Southeast Georgia. And on Wednesday, Northeast Florida, 9 to 10 foot waves possible. Southeast Georgia, 4 to 7 foot waves possible. So very dangerous, very powerful waves. They are packing a punch. Now, Erin is a Category 3 hurricane right now, expected to strengthen back into a Category 4 hurricane tomorrow, and then when it's right off our coast, likely a major Category 3 hurricane still. That will happen on Wednesday. So again, our impacts begin tomorrow, and we'll feel them even into Thursday. I think we have a high rip current risk into Thursday. So Erin is staying way offshore. We're not getting wind, we're not getting rain, but we will have those dangerous surf impacts from Erin. Also on radar right now, I'm tracking a few thunderstorms. I'll have that for you coming up in a couple of minutes.
Now, like Lee just mentioned, there is a high risk for rip currents in the coming days. So if you were ever caught in a rip current, here's some key information to help you stay safe and to get out of it. It's important that you stay calm. Then make sure that you swim parallel to the shore until you're out of the current. And then, of course, swim back to the beach if at all possible. Never try to rescue someone if you see them caught in a rip current, and try and head to the nearest lifeguard tower and alert someone who's trained to help in these situations.